Good evening. Oh my gosh. Even lower housing prices is not making the buyers budge. Oh my God. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Jackie Baker. This is your live dose of real estate reality. We talk about all things about the housing market. I'm a realtor up here in northern New Jersey, and this is what we do here on my channel. So thank you for joining me tonight. Let me pause the music here. So as you know, you guys, I was away last week, did a little vacay down to Jersey Shore. Yeah, had a great time down there. So I am back. So yeah, so tonight we're going to talk about this frozen housing market and how the sellers reducing prices is really not going to do much. So we'll see. They're saying it's not doing much. I have thoughts about that, especially with what I'm seeing here in the New Jersey housing market. I am seeing things change. I'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, housekeeping stuff I want to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about the wins. If you have a housing win, whether you just went under contract, you closed on a home, offer accepted, what have you, put it in the comments. I want to hear about it. Second, I want to, speaking of wins, I want to congratulate my subscribers turned clients to now becoming future homeowners. I'm so excited for them. Renee and May, we just got them under contract on a beautiful home here in Bergen County. Was negotiating from the beach last week, but it was well worth it. We were up against multiple offers. We got them the house, and I just wanted to shout out to them and congratulate them. So excited for them. Also, the poll. I have a poll. Please weigh in on it. The poll says, where do you think home prices are headed in the next 6 months? Do you think they're going to go up? They're going down? Are they going to stay flat? Or is it too unpredictable to say? I have a feeling I know what people are going to say. They think prices are going to go up. Maybe, maybe not. So weigh in on that. I'm going to review the results of that at the end of the stream. Another thing, speaking of wins, I have to share with you. So I was here, the last time I was here was 2 weeks ago on July 14th. And of course, the next day, that Tuesday, guess what showed up in the mail? I know I was going to do an unboxing here. I couldn't wait. I'm sorry, but I wanted to share with all of you. She came, my silver play button, and make sure you can see that. It's here, and I'm so excited about this. And I can't thank you all enough for your support, for coming here every week and watching, and just just taking in all this content. I mean, a lot of effort goes into making these videos, and it just makes me so happy to know that this stuff is really helping everybody. And thank you so much for watching and being a subscriber. And if you're not a subscriber yet, why don't you think about subscribing? All right. Okay. So with that, before we move on to the article, I might have some technical difficulties tonight, guys. I've been out of here for a week, so 2 weeks. So really quick, I want to talk about, where is it? I want to talk about housing, like a quick snapshot of the housing market and what's going on right now with interest rates and the market and all that stuff. So let's take a look at this. I have this from realtor.com. I wanted to share this with you. This is the weekly housing trends. This is it goes up to the week ending July 19th. So this is national data. Okay. So the first thing we want to talk about here, we have down here this little chart. Hope you guys can see this. Okay, median listing price. Look over here. It's the week ending July 19th. That was just a little over a week ago. Prices increased. Median listing prices were up 0.8%. What? 0.8%. New listings were up 7.2% the week ending July 19th. Now look how much it was the week ending July 12th. It was only 1.3%. So it's a big jump. There's an increase in listings. The active listings are actually, they're down slightly to 24.4%. The time on market is now taking 8 days. It's 8 days slower. It's taking 8 days longer to get a house sold. So interesting data we have there. And then mortgage rates, really quick. Hold on. Bear with. Yeah, let's have a little cold going on too, guys. So Sorry about that. Trying to just, just working so hard and life's catching up to me. All right. Mortgage rates today as of July 28th, they're higher. Guys, they're almost at 7%. Take a look at this. Hold on. That's a little bit too small. Okay. As of July 28th, mortgage rates, 30-year fixed mortgage rate increasing to 6.9%. That's up 4 basis points from last week at 6.86. And if you're refinancing, it's going to cost you, it's 7.18%. A lot going on here, guys. So the rates are not coming down. We're at almost 7% right now. And I think this is why buyers are not budging even at these lower prices, right? We're seeing sellers reduce their price and it's just not happening. It's not enough. It's not enough. So really quick, let's just get some, just want to say hello, David Matney, my friend. How are you? Thank you for being here. It's been a while, David. Where have you been? Hello, Donna from Michigan. Caroline, yay, congratulations. She closed on her first house on Friday. That's amazing. That is amazing. Yes, thank you, Bender. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Red. Hey, Stacy, thank you so much. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind. Okay, my in-laws just won a bid in Lancaster, 440. Original listing was 425. 3 bidders, 1,700 views, 170 saves, Zillow in 2 days. That's awesome. Congrats to them. So let me see. Before I get, wait, just really quick to Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike from Mesa, Arizona. So before I get into the questions, by the way, if I didn't say it before, bear with me. If you have a question, put QQQ in the beginning so I can spot it quickly and get your question answered. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. It just makes it easier for me to find them. That comment, Dan, that there was 3 offers, right? You said 3 bidders on a house. This is the trend we're seeing a lot right now. People coming through open houses, like the ones that my buyers we just got them under contract. They went to the open house and it was just a constant flow of traffic. Now, in the past, like within the past 5 years, we would see maybe 10, 20 offers come out of that. There weren't a lot of offers. Maybe I think 3 or 4 offers were in total that came out of that. I had a colleague in the office today tell me she had a listing in New York, in New York State. Same thing. Open house was just revolving door. She had 3 offers. So tides are turning. They are turning. So let's talk about the topic of the evening about this frozen housing market and why the prices, even though lower, there's lower prices, buyers are still not buying. Why? Okay, here we go. Fortune magazine. American housing market in a deep freeze. Even lower prices aren't enough to convince stubborn buyers. Oh, yes. Okay, as buyers balk at high home prices and mortgage rates that continue to approach 7%, yeah, we're there. A recent Oxford economics report predicts more pain ahead. Concerns about the economy and job security means that new purchasers are opting to make do with modest home improvements instead. Yeah, increased new home sales often indicate a strong consumer confidence, greater employment, and accessible financing. Conversely, declines suggest waning buyer interest, affordability issues, or economic stress. There's no question that in many of the pockets of the Sun Belt, the epicenter of the U.S. single-family home building, buyers have gained a considerable amount of leverage this year, and the market has softened. In order to keep sales volumes steady, big home builders have compressed margins further and done bigger incentives or outright price cuts. Lennar is spending the equivalent of 13.3% of final sale price on incentive, like mortgage rate buydowns. Lambert noted, up from 1.5% at the height of the pandemic housing boom in the second quarter of 2022. In normal times, Lambert pointed out Lennar spends 5 to 6% on buyer sales incentives. 13.3% Lennar is spending now. That's double. That's insane. Okay. Key points from the report: new home sales. Sales were at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 627,000 in June. That's only 0.6% higher than May of 25, but 6.6% lower than June of 2024, indicating a notable year-over-year decline in buying activity. Inventory at the end of June, there were 511,000 new houses for sale, a 1.2% increase from May, an 8.5% increase from June of 24. The rise in inventory suggests that homes are staying on the market longer. Months supply. The supply of homes relative to the sales rate is now 9.8 months, up from 9.7 in May 25 and 8.4 in June of 24. The median sales price for new homes in June of 25 was $401,800, which is 4.9% lower than May of 2025 and 2.9% lower than June of 2024. The average sales price was $501,000, down from the previous month, but slightly higher than a year ago. This points to downward pressure on prices, likely due to rising inventory and decreased demand. The combination of dropping sales, rising inventory, declining prices indicates a market with a weaker demand and increased supply. These conditions are often seen when buyers are constrained by higher mortgage rates or economic uncertainty, or home builders have ramped up production in anticipation of higher demand they didn't fully materialize. The elevated month supply metric at almost 10 months suggests a buyer's market where purchasers have more negotiating power and sellers may need to lower prices to attract buyers. That's what's going on, guys. It's just getting worse. It's the affordability, it's really putting a strain on people. It really is. And this is what we're dealing with. And now that we're seeing this in Jersey, you all know I'm saying Jersey has been a hot market. It's slowing down. It is slowing down. And I'm here for it. I really am. It's the affordability is just out of control. The lack of affordability is out of control. So now are Jersey prices going to come down like super low? Probably not. We're going to see a slight correction. But if you're thinking about selling your house, listen to what the market is telling you. You're not going to get the prices that others have gotten like 6 months ago or a year ago. That's not happening. All right, so let's go look at some of the comments here. I love when you guys are in the chat. It's just such a lively chat. Hello, Pamela Kramer. Are there any lists of motivated sellers offering assumption of their mortgages? So glad you asked that, Pamela. There is a website called assumelist.com. I will tell you, our cat's out of the bag. I'm going to tell you next week, I'm going to have a special guest on from Assume List, and we're going to talk about that, about how you can go on their website and you can find people who have assumable mortgages, and you could buy their house, take over the mortgage, which could be, the interest rate could be as little as 2-3%. So stay tuned for that. And to come back next week. There's my little teaser for you to come back next week. All right. American Constellation down here in Florida. If the homeowners' taxes go way down or go way altogether, home prices down here in Florida will take off. They sure will. They sure will. Let's see. Oh, we have a win. Nazneen from Maryland just closed in a home. Price is fair. Congrats to you. Thank you for sharing that. The pistol hour, looking for the needle in the haystack. I know. Listen, you never know. Inventory is increasing. Not sure where you are, but you might find it. It may show up. Okay. Legacy Wealth Nerds got more people looking at New Jersey and deciding to rent to be in state while they figure out where the market's heading while being in state in time for a school year. Yes. I am seeing that too. I've had some people reach out to me that were looking to move here, but they need to rent first, just to see where everything ends up. But we all know that's the main reason. That's what's driving the market the way, well, that's what's driven the market here in Jersey. We're noted for our great schools. So that's why people want to get in here. AJ Nemeth, good evening. Home prices north and south of Pittsburgh still rising. Seems like no matter the house, all houses come on the market at $399 and sold in the late 2010s for $140, $180. The reason why, AJ, is because Pittsburgh is one of the last affordable markets. That's why you're still seeing prices go up, and you probably don't have that much inventory, just like here in Jersey. That's another reason why the prices keep going up. We just don't have enough houses. Uh, Realtors tell me they do not want to entice sellers to lower the prices because then they need to lower their prices for the other properties that realtors are trying to sell. That's just dumb. That's a dumb, I'm sorry. That's dumb. Mm-mm. Listen, we priced a house according to the market. The market tells us what they think the house is worth. Your house is worth what a buyer is willing to pay. I have a listing right now. It's been on the market since early June, well over a month. It needs to be a lower price. It does. The seller's not there yet. I think we'll get him there, but he's not there yet. But the fact that we've had limited, very low activity, we've had no offers, those are key indicators that you're priced too high. So if the realtor's just telling you that, saying, "Oh, we're not going to lower it because I don't want to affect the rest of the neighborhood," dumb, dumb. They're doing that seller a disservice. I'm just saying. Um, Hello, Baby Philly Fox podcast. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna come check out your podcast. Thank you so much. Um, Here we go. Robert sold her house in Rochester, New York, went for 62K above asking. Rochester's another one. It's one of the last. It's one of the last affordable, last frontiers of affordable homes. That's why. People who can afford are stuck on pre-COVID prices and can't imagine paying overpriced homes. Rachel, thank you for bringing that up because I talked about this in a few videos ago where I think it was one of the TikTok rant videos I did. And it was talking, millennials are saying about how they go back and look on Zillow and they look at the history and they see what they paid for it. And look, everybody does that. I understand that. You're just, we're all inquiring minds. We want to know. And they get frustrated about it because then they get mad at the sellers. They're like, oh, look, they're selling it for this much. They're asking this much money and they only paid, whatever, $150,000, $200,000 for it, back in 2017. And now they're getting, $400,000, $500,000. Listen, you can't get mad at the homeowner for listing it according to what the current market is. That's all that they're doing. Now, if you're in a softening market and the seller is still asking a ridiculous price, it's asking for the COVID price again, then we got a problem. But if the prices are in line with what the current market is, they're listing it for what the market's dictating. And that's it. So, okay, let me see. I have to keep charging my mouse, guys. I'm like, my computer's a mess. I need a whole new system here. Oh my gosh. Hello, Clark. How are you? Happy Monday. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Yes, I did. Had a great vacation. Worked pretty much the whole time, but that's okay. That's what we do in real estate. Because whenever you go on vacation, right, realtors get busy and things blow up. So, Sit with Kitty. It's happening in Carlsbad, San Diego. Yes. Yeah, there you go. It's happening. Markets are shifting. Priscilla, I've been looking for a property and want to put my house for sale after. Is that too risky right now? My biggest concern is having 2 mortgages, which isn't feasible long term. I'm in Texas. So here's what I would do. You can definitely do that. But if you don't want to carry the mortgage for that long, again, you got to price according to what the market is dictating. You cannot be greedy. Don't look at your house as like, okay, I have to get this much money for the sale in order for me to buy the next house. I know you're going to buy first. Do that. So what you do that, you move out, get the house cleaned, whatever, all the things, get it ready, prepped, and then put it on the market, but just make sure it's priced well and it will sell. Trust me. Don't just trust your real estate agent. So if you haven't spoken to an agent yet, get in contact with one, have them run the comps, have them do a comparative market analysis to see what your home is worth right now. And trust me, sell it for what they're telling you. Raising baby bees. It's so hard. We can hardly afford our own home because property taxes have gone up tremendously. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, purchased in 21. We have a young family, 1 income. I am so sorry about that. Is there any way you can do a tax appeal, like go to the town and appeal your property taxes? Some people will do that. If you feel it's got like don't go by me. Go to your tax assessor, go to your local go to the city and see if you can appeal them and get them lowered. Dan says, I'm thinking about selling both my houses for a bigger one. Thoughts? That's, you know what, Dan? That's up to you. If your lifestyle, your life situation is telling you you need a bigger space, then do it. Then definitely do it. But as far as again selling them, make sure you price it accordingly, because you don't want to be chasing the market. So my rule of thumb, this is what I do. If we don't have any offers within the first now I'll say 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks the home's been on the market, you need a price adjustment. So, I can tell sellers, this is what I think the home is worth, and they don't agree with me and they want to go higher. I make sure that it's known that if we don't get any offers by 3 weeks, we have to reposition it. There's no way. Because you don't, especially if you have to sell it, you don't want to be chasing the market, because then what happens is the longer you sit at that higher price, people are going to lowball you. Just trust me, price it accordingly. Increasing home prices by 50, 100, 200, then dropping is not a drop at all. I agree with you. But listen, I don't think, in most places, prices have not gone up 50, 100, 200%, not in the last few years. Yeah, in some areas, you've seen them rise like 40%, 50%, depending on the market, but not 100, 200. But 3 to 5, I know that's not it's not. But, what do you do with that? I don't know. We need more inventory. We need more inventory, more competition to bring the home prices down. That's just how it's just got to be. EK, my home is in escrow, but they're asking for a new roof in the RR. Really? Sorry about that. Hopefully you can negotiate that. Maybe, work out some sort of credit or something, not replace the entire roof. Step slow closing on Thursday. My house appraised for $15,000 more than I paid. That's a win. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. Dan says, which is best, pulling out cash using HELOC or cash out refinancing, so I'm not having to be contingent on my house selling right away? Dan, what I would do, talk to a lender, talk to a mortgage lender about that to see what your options are. There's a lot of things that you can do. Like the lender I work with a lot, the bank he's working for, they have a lot of great programs that help people in that situation where they want to buy first and then sell, like such as HELOCs and things like that. So talk to a lender, see what's out there, see what your options are. Legacy Wealth says, realtors don't determine market price. If they're talking that way and they believe it, I got beachfront property in Nevada to sell them. Thank you. Thank you for that. Right? Why would a realtor say that? I don't want to lower the price because then it's going to lower the rest of the prices in the neighborhood. No, that's so dumb. Oh my gosh. Got a lot of questions here. Wait, they do have beaches. Yeah, they do. Oh, that's great. Okay. Forgive me, I can't pronounce your name. Pedrag. I hope I'm saying that right. What do you think about Highbridge area of New Jersey? We're looking in that area lately. Thanks, Pat. I'm not 100% familiar with that market. I'm not really sure. I'm sorry. I'm up here mostly North Jersey. Sorry I couldn't give you any more insight on that. If you need a realtor though, if you're not working with one, let me know because I can definitely get you connected. I have a lot of connections around New Jersey. And just a little side note, if you are in northern New Jersey, if you're here in Bergen, Morris, Passaic County, even parts of Essex County, if you're looking to sell, if you want to sell, you want to buy, you can reach out to me. The link is down below in the description, so feel free to do that. Sorry, I had to do my little plug. All right. 90, how are you? You're still in Vegas. Go to keep an eye on the market, but we're on the sidelines while our local economy tanks. 90, I'm so sorry about that. I just hope it gets better. I worry about that. I worry for Florida. They're still not in a good position right now. It's kind of It's kind of scary. Um, I just hope things improve. Joanne, wondering what's going to happen when Netflix is up and operating in Monmouth with housing. So Joanne, it's funny you bring this up. There's all this talk prediction that Netflix is going to bring 1,500 jobs. Housing is going to boom in Monmouth County. Where are we putting everybody? There's not a lot of land down there. Like, I don't know how this is going to happen. And I'm not going to lie, I'm actually starting to watch the market now and see just all the Jersey Shore, Monmouth, Ocean, Atlantic, Cape May, all of that. I'm watching those areas. I'm like just to see what's happening. It's still kind of crazy down the shore. There's not a lot for sale. I don't think there is many bidding wars going on at the moment. If anybody's watching from the Jersey Shore, can you chime in if you know of anything? But last I've heard, it hasn't been as crazy as it has in the past. But that studio is going to be coming up. They're supposed to be complete with it the 2028. So we have a few years. It'd be very interesting to see how that works out. Clark, my friend was trying to buy a house in Rochester. He lost out on the bid. The buyer went 76,000 over asking. When you have low priced homes, affordable prices, that's what happens. That's what happens. The pistol arrow. What's it like to become a realtor now? So listen, if you want to become a realtor, I think it's a great idea. You're coming into a challenging market, not going to lie. You are. You're going to be faced with some challenges, but I think once the interest rates come back down, we're getting more inventory. Listen, this too shall pass. Things are definitely going to improve. I can't say it's going to happen tomorrow, maybe like by next year in 26, if the interest rates come back down. But what I would do if you're thinking about becoming a realtor, go get your license, do all the things, align yourself with a good brokerage that offers a lot of training. Because since the market is slower right now is a great time to, learn all the systems at whatever brokerage you would be at, learn, get your marketing going, get your whole marketing package going, get things built up for when things do pick up, you can get on board and start selling houses. Legacy says new agents are having a tough go for it. Top performers are grinding for sure, but they kind of have been taking it in stride. Well, we do. Listen, myself and my team, we're doing okay. It's definitely slower, but we're doing okay. Like you said, we grind. We're working hard. And to us, it's just like this is what happens. This is real estate. You have your ebbs and flows, and you know what? We're in a valley right now. And what do? We hone in on our marketing. We hone in on, our reach out to our clients and all of that stuff. And that's what we focus on, because then before you know it, it literally happens overnight when the market blows up again. So, I'd rather have lower home valuation than higher taxes. I know someone whose tax insurance costs more than her mortgage. Yeah, I get that too. I totally understand that. Hey, Sydney. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. The problem for me is I really want a small ranch house. There are quite a few in the small city near me, but absolutely none on the market. There are plenty of older 2-story houses, though. Great segue. So I want to share something with you guys. I found another article because, I'm all about research and stuff for you guys, and I want to share with you what's happening. Okay, so this is from Business Insider. So more sellers are pulling properties off the market rather than dropping prices. All right. I hate these ads. They're so annoying. Okay. Many home sellers are loath to cut prices, opting to delist their properties instead. Conditions have been tilting in favor of buyers, but frustrated sellers could stall that momentum. The housing market has been frozen over the last few years, as I just said before. So a report from Realty.com showed that rather than lowering the price of their homes or negotiating with buyers, many sellers are opting to simply remove their homes from the market. Why? Because they're not getting the price that they want. And the other thing, Sydney, the reason wanted to share this, I want to make this point. You're not seeing them come up for sale because a lot of people are going to be aging in place because they either do not have a mortgage or they have a super low mortgage interest rate and they don't want to give that up. We're still in that whole golden handcuff situation. So the article goes on to say delistings outpaced overall inventory gains, jumping 35% year to date and 47% year over year in May, compared with active listing growth of 28.4 and 31.5 respectively. This spike signals that some sellers would rather wait than negotiate, suggesting recent buyer-friendly momentum could wane. All right, so this is just a little thing I wanted to bring up. Now, is this happening in every market? It probably is. I don't want this to freak you out and say, "Oh my God, now there's not going to be even more houses for sale." I'm not saying that, but this is the mindset of home sellers right now. Excuse me. I need some water. I can't shut up tonight. Anyway, the mindset of the home sellers right now is, again, the golden handcuffs. They don't want to give up their interest rate. They don't have a mortgage. Why would they go and buy a house with a 7% interest rate? They're not going to do that. Again, interest rates. This is my chant I've been saying for the past few years. Interest rates have to come down to a certain level in order for the sellers that have been sitting on these, 3-4% interest rates. They have to be down in the fives. That's a more normal range right now that people, I think, can stomach and be able to say, you know what, I'm going to sell my house. I can handle a 5% interest rate. So, Sydney, that's a big part of the problem. That's why you're not seeing them. Hey, JM, thank you. Good to see you. All right, we got a first-time question. Could you invite a mortgage expert and do a show for first-time buyers talking about plus and minus of different mortgages? Confusing will help greatly. I could do that. I would love to do that. Yeah, absolutely. Cheek you. My agent priced my home below what the surrounding homes for sale were asking. We sold our home within a few days, 10,000 over asking. Experience and wisdom in an agent matters. Yes. Now, what your agent did, they probably just priced it slightly under market. That's the difference. And that's why you got 10,000 over asking. There are agents that would grossly underprice by a lot. And that drives the home prices. Like that's where you're seeing $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 overbidding. I mean, I still see it to this day. I don't know why we're still doing this, why we're still here, but yet here we are. Agents are still doing that. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. What's your question? Seeing some ridiculous prices on homes, $399. This marketing technique is so outdated. Does the seller really think we're so naive? It's things like this that really turns off us buyers. No, I mean, listen, they price it according to, here's the thing. When you look on Zillow, right, you're looking at prices, say, 300 to 350 or 350 to 400. So they do it at $399, so it falls within that range. But I mean, I understand what you're saying, the whole 9 psychology. But no one's trying to mess with you. It's just, $399, 400. I don't know. It's the same thing. I get it. I totally get it. I love your videos. Honest. Thank you. Appreciate it. Some days I don't feel that way. Some days I'm like, what am I doing here? Oh my God. But no, I do. I love what I do. I do. And I love making these videos for you all. Candace says, I put offers on 6 houses here in Maryland. They have all sold well over asking. Hang in there, Kenneth. AJ says, prelude to your poll, it seems that it's too high a risk to buy a house at high prices, then market crashes, and you get little for your existing home. Okay. Glad you brought that up. Let me leave your question up there. So here's the thing. If you're buying a house, now listen, there's a risk with anything. It's a risk when you're buying, you're investing in the stock market, buying a house, buying a business. There's a risk with everything. Yes. But look, we all know that the market does have its dips. It does. It's now what we've had the past how many years now. This is an anomaly. I mean, we should have had a correction years ago because if I remember correctly, it's the way the real estate cycle is typically like I think it was like every 8 years you'll see the prices dip a little bit and then they come back up. We had a steady incline for years. Like I want to say it was well over 10 years. That's unusual. So I can see why people would be nervous right now because now you feel like you're really buying at the peak. But let me remind you, this is not 2006, 2007, right? That market totally blew up because of the subprime loans. We don't have that situation now. And people have so much equity in their homes right now. So if they, God forbid, were falling into a situation that they couldn't afford it, you know, like even in the last few years, people are going to have some equity, a little bit of equity in their home. And those who've owned homes longer, they're going to have a ton of equity in their homes. So we're in a little bit of a different situation right now. But I understand your concern about why you think it's going to crash. Again, we're going to have a correction, definitely a correction. I think we're in it right now. So this hour, you and me both on new computers. Thank you. Oh my God. Where are we? Ivan, love Cape May Wildwood. That's where I was. That was in Cape May. It's my favorite place. Favorite place in the freaking world. Okay, here we go. Inessa, I'm West Mama, 22 miles from the studio. Price is still going up. Thank you, Inessa. Appreciate that. Sorry. Oh, good Lord. Clark says, one of my friends used to live in Teaneck, and my oldest sister went to Fairleigh Dickinson. Oh, the days of driving to North Jersey. And you know what? It's no better now. Traffic here is ridiculous. Let me see. Oh, boy. D says, about to kill a home deal. 25-year-old roof and other problems. Only asked for $5K from $385K. She only wanted to go down by $1K. Yeah. Yeah, that could kill it. That would definitely kill it. Especially when you have a roof at the end of its life. Homeowners insurance. And I would totally make that your argument. You're going to have a hard time getting homeowners insurance if that roof is at the end of its life. I'm telling you now. Okay. JM's question, will I be able to get an on-site estimate for improvements before making an offer on a fixer-upper? I don't want to estimate $50K for myself and it'll cost $150. Absolutely. If you know a contractor and they're willing to, take the time out and come look at a house with you, absolutely. I've done that many times over the years. I had people bring their contractors with them to give them a rough estimate what they think it would cost. Yep, you can totally do that. Oh, Sydney, that makes me sad. I think our market is so bad, realtors didn't even bother to reply to my emails because they'll be wasting their time. And I do want a retirement home. I'm old myself. Oh, Sydney, I'm sorry. Sydney, click the link below, fill out the form. Let me see if I can find you somebody that will answer you because that's just wrong. TM says, I bought my house for $135K. I'm not selling. I don't blame you. It's paid off. I don't blame you. Oh, Merce Cal, housing one closed on my first house on the 14th, finally moved in and settled. Congratulations. That's so exciting. So happy to read that. Zoila, we're interested in a house, but the previous buyer pulled out due to the neighbor's small portion of the shed and standalone patio is on this property. Is this a red flag? We love the house. So, that's a problem. if the neighbor's portion of their shed and patio is on the property, I mean, it's not you're gonna have to work something out with that neighbor to get that moved over. What did the homeowner tell you about it? What was their situation? How did they buy the house like that? If they bought the house like that and they've been okay with it, maybe it really isn't that much of a problem, but it eventually becomes a problem, because they're encroaching on your property. So I would, maybe go to the town. You can talk to the town to see what can be done about that, about getting the neighbor to move. Um, maybe get a new survey done. Now, typically when you buy a house, um, your attorney, or if you're doing this by yourself, I don't know where you are. Here in Jersey, we have attorneys. You should get a new survey. So that's what I would do. I don't think it's a red flag. I mean, it's annoying. It's annoying to deal with, but you can definitely get around that. You can fix that. Hello, Cheryl. If a seller bought a home in 2020, then listed in 25, a 60% increase, this seems excessive to me. I think the seller overpaid and wants the buyer to eat the mistake. Makes sense or not? Makes a ton of sense. Yes, makes a ton of sense. I've experienced that, where a seller spent X amount of dollars on upgrades to the home. Stupid upgrades. I'm just gonna put years ago, I was on a team, we had a listing. Oh my god. The guy he put over $100,000 of upgrades in his basement. Beautiful basement, but nobody cares about that. I mean, if you're gonna put $100,000 in upgrades, hone in on the important stuff of the house. The rest of the house is beautiful. $100,000 into the basement, and he tacked that into his price. Yeah. Guess what? The house didn't sell for $100,000 more because of the basement. Just it didn't. But yeah, Cheryl, I agree with you. A lot of sellers will do that. D says my agent didn't want to put an offer that they felt the buyer, who I think they knew, would not go that low. Is that right for them not bother to submit? No, that's not right. You make an offer, they have to present. 1,000,000%. That's oh my god. If they're affiliated with if they're a member of the National Association of Realtors, like those are things guidelines we have to follow. But even just ethically, we have to follow that. If you're going to put an offer in, submit the offer. So no, that's not right. That bothers me. Oh my god, Clark, did you know the foreign buyers brought about $56 billion in U.S. real estate between April 24 and March 25, and they're still buying? No, I did not, Clark. Thank you for sharing that one. That's a little frightening. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, everybody hit the like. Hit the like, please, if you're watching this, because this gets the video out to other people. Somebody can learn something. Hey, Dan in the dirt, how are you? Seeing price cuts daily now. I'm looking in multiple states, rural. Good. Hi, Jennifer Lego. Thank you so much for the super chat. What's my stance on a HELOC to update a 1960 kitchen? A purchase of 22, 3.6, 15% down. Listen, if that's up to you. If you want to do that, I don't think it's a terrible idea, but just just do the math. If you're going to be staying in the house for a long period of time and it's going to bring more value to the home, then that's great. Then you should do that. But I always tell people, just do the math, make sure you're not putting yourself into a situation where you're going to get in trouble down the road. And remember, HELOC, you're going to have to pay that off. If it's not paid off by the time you sell the house, that's going to come off, obviously, the proceeds of the sale. But yeah, you can do that. Legacy says, when we were looking to make offers, we ran comps to see what the likely sales price would look like, especially in areas where most listings are purposely listed lower to gain traffic. Yep, we do the same. Hey, Chelsea, thanks for being here. Will they ever go down? I know. There's talk that the Fed is going to cut the federal fund rate 2 more times this year, but I tell you guys, don't get excited because that does not directly correlate to mortgage interest rates. I mean, in a way, it does indirectly, but not directly. It does no. It's the 10-year treasury yield that impacts the mortgage rates. So let's hope. Let's hope these rates come down. It's at 7%. But then again, you have people from like, our parents from back in the 1980s saying, well, back in 1980, I paid 18% interest rate and now it's 7%. Okay. I'm aware. All right. Let me see. Ken, I want to answer this again. You put offers on 6 houses. They've sold well over asking. Am I doing something wrong? If your market is selling if they're going over asking price, and maybe you are already going over asking price, you might have to just go higher, you know? Your realtor should be looking at the comps. Not so much comps. And when you're dealing with bidding wars, here's another thing. Comps are difficult to go by because you don't know if you're in a really hot market and you're getting like multiple, like 5, 10 offers, and people are just throwing any amount of money at it. Like you can look at the comps, you know, every day, every day, twice on Sunday. And you're like, yeah, this is the number I want to come in at. But then somebody who wants the house so badly can come in and just blow it out of the water and pay a ridiculous amount for the house. Maybe what you should look at is your terms. Okay. Perfect example. My clients who I just helped them win this house last week. Yeah, they offered us very strong offer, but the terms were key. So these people who are selling the home, they need to buy. They bought a house. They're moving on to the next house. We made sure we were in line with their closing date. As far as the inspections, we limited the inspections to just look at major things. Very strong down payment. What your realtor should be doing is going to the listing agent and say, what is important to the seller? This is what I do. If I had to submit an offer, I call that listing agent up and I say, ask them, what is important to the seller? We know the price, duh, obviously. But sometimes if the terms are really good and it's going to be an easy transaction for the seller, that would weigh more than the price. So ask your agent how they're going about and finding out what's important. They need to find out what's important to the seller. And then you come up with a strategy from there. All right. Let's see. Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie. Thanks for being here. Killed the deal on a house. We were looking at a roof needed to be replaced. 14 windows need to be replaced. Floor damage and no gas. Yeah, I would have killed that deal too. You don't want to be walking into that. Virginia, my house, if under contract in Orlando, is under contract in Orlando. Had any offers before it was even listed. Wow. Good for you. Good for you. AJ, I recall what I've been meaning to ask you. What about buying a house with no OGM? I would not do it. Both Marcellus south of Pittsburgh made that a norm, right where we want our retirement room. I'm sorry, what is OGM, AJ? I'm sorry. I don't know what you're can you enlighten me? I don't know. Oh, what's this? Plainsboro West Windsor School District, new construction prices coming down near Princeton Junction. Not surprised. Dutch, we have a question. I looked at a house with a $40,000 lease to own solar, ended up avoiding due to hearing too many horror stories. Should these always be avoided? Yeah, especially that much, $40,000 lease, that's a lot. I would avoid that too. Now there are some people who have solar where the leases are less or it's close to being paid off. I mean, that's okay. That's a lot. 40,000. I don't blame you. Cassandra, thanks for being here. My husband and I are wanting to move to Utah from Alabama, but are open to other states on the West. I also want to start my real estate career, but can't until we pick a state. So, the best advice I can give you, if you're, I don't know if you visited Utah or if you visited any other states in the West, start doing your research. Think about what's important to you. What is it that you're looking for in your next place? And then go and visit. And I mean, spend time. Go through neighborhoods, go to the shopping malls, go to the food stores, go get a feel for what the areas are like firsthand. And that should help you narrow down where you want to be. This is what I tell people all the time. Even people who are looking to move here. I had a consult with a new buyer a couple weeks ago and told them that, you need to go visit the grocery store in the town you're looking to buy, because it will tells you, you know, what the vibe is in that town, what the people are like and everything. Uh, Estella, what do you think about the Florida market improving in the future? Listen, the market does rebound. Florida has kind of been Florida's a unique situation just because of how expensive it's gotten because of the homeowners insurance down there and the HOA fees that have increased, and there's a lot of communities with HOAs. And this is why a lot of people end up moving back. They move out. Like, I know a lot of people from Jersey, they went down, they came back because it was just so expensive. Property taxes have risen in a lot of areas of Florida. Will it improve? I hope it does. I think it will turn around. But those insurance rates with the hurricanes and stuff, I don't know. It's hard to say. Let me see. Bonnie, thank you, because I'm watching your channel. You saved us thousands of dollars by not purchasing homes that had structural damage. Thank goodness for home inspections. Thank you for listening to me, Bonnie. Home inspections are key. Even if you're buying new construction. Did you guys see the video I dropped last week about new construction? Another never buy new construction? I'm telling you. It's, listen, I'm not bashing new construction. If it's done right, the house is built well, it's a wonderful thing. But let's be real. There are some of these big builders that are cutting corners and they're building crappy houses. So if you're going to do that, just do your due diligence. Why don't some of these realtors reach out to have conversations with other realtors about the transactions? Some you can barely get on the phone. It rubs my elbow. Clark, I know. I don't get it. Why is it so hard to get on the phone to call on behalf of your client? That's what we're hired to do. You always get on the phone. If you're going to make an offer, find out, man, what is it going to take to get the deal done? What do they need? What do they want? Let's work together, find a common ground, and get to the closing table. Thank you very much. Good Lord. Let me see here. Another question. What is your opinion on twin homes, single-story villas sharing a common wall? The neighbor is a recluse, lots of junk in the backyard, possibly bug-infested place. Avoid buying. Yeah, I wouldn't buy that. No, I wouldn't do that. Not worth it. Because you can't control the neighbor. I mean, if you can control what goes on in your house, inside your four walls, and in your yard, you can't control them. You have to live with that. Yeah. Let me see. I've learned to visit the Walmarts as well. It really gives you perspective of the community. Yes, thank you, Bonnie. That is a good one. You guys, I love this. Chat's so lively tonight. This is great. So one other thing I wanted to share with you. You ready for this one? Have you guys heard about this? This is insane. So this happened in June. A home in Jersey was listed for $1. Yeah, it says right here, $1. So it was, yeah, a New Jersey home garnering a lot of attention because of its $1 list price. It's quite a bargain considering homes in Essex County had a median list price of $599. So this is the agent. Yeah, Brendan DeSilva tells Realtor.com he's always been confident about the local market and the home prices it commands. About a year or two ago, I was trying to convince some clients to list for $1 that this will work, and no one wanted to. He's with the DeSilva team in Newark. One person thought I was trying to scam them. So instead, he decided to take a chance on one of his properties, which he purchased in Newark for $300,000, and he put 125,000 into the renovation. De Silva calls it a social experiment. It's a lot of money. I'm not rich. I was definitely nervous. The Newark home, built in 1945, is located in a quiet suburban pocket of the bustling city that's mostly known for Newark Liberty International Airport. The median list price in that zip code was 444,500. Newark is a very amazing market. Right now, a lot of people are buying not just to rent it out, but to move in. We're seeing he's not wrong there. Newark is becoming very hot. We're seeing a lot of demand here. I live here in Newark. My office is here. When the house flipper and real estate agent found the property and decided to turn it around, it was a no-brainer to see if he could make more than the average comp in the area. Look at look at the renovations. Okay. What do you get for $1? The home is 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, located in what's described in the last street in Newark. One block over, the buyers will find themselves in South Orange, home to Seton Hall University. They called this the Ivy Hill section. It's as suburban as it gets. Beautiful homes, tight-knit community, all single families. They have block parties, you have a community, neighborhood association, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Probably the best location you could possibly dream of for raising young families. So the house was 1,750 square feet. De Silva received 50 offers, some well below the median home value for the neighborhood, but for the serious buyers, he's anticipating a bidding war. He explains that at least 50% of potential buyers who came to his first and only open house last weekend were from Brooklyn or Queens. That really doesn't matter what you list a house for. All that matters is the market, and the market will always give you what you demand, what the market demands of the property, right? So he encouraged buyers, bring your best offers. So I don't think it says here, because this is when he put it on the market. That house ended up selling. I think it was like on TikTok or Reels or something like that. I think he ended up selling it around 500,000. So tell me, if you were selling your house and your real estate agent said, let's list it for $1 to drive up a bidding war, would you do it? I don't know if I would. That's insane, because I think people are going to look at that as a scam. They're going to be like, there's no way. There's no way that's $1. I don't know. That was a risk. Hey, kudos to him that he did it and he pulled that off. I don't know. I don't know if I would do that. Ms. Mom 1994, what is your opinion on buying a home fully furnished? I like some of the furnishings and would get rid of some of it. What does fully furnished really mean? Fully furnished is everything. You're buying all the furniture. If there's your dining room, living room set, bedroom sets, you're taking it all. It's all comes with the house. So, it's good and bad, right? If you don't have much, have much in furniture and you're walking in, you're walking into a furnished house, even if you don't like some of the furniture, you could live with it for a while and then eventually replace it with something else that you like. Um, I don't think it's a bad thing. I really don't. People are doing it though. I'm finding like people who are becoming empty nesters, some of them are willing to just leave the furniture because they can't take the big furniture with them. So they'll leave it. Oh, MH, $1, I'll offer 200% over asking. That's a good one, right? Telling you. If the average was $599, didn't it get under market value? Technically, yeah. I don't know 100% what it sold for. I'm saying around 500. He could have gotten the market value. I don't know. I thought it was like around the 500 range. So, Karen says, no, I don't search as low as $1. Yeah. All right, we have a comment here from Kevin. Home builders sell homes. They will keep lowering the price until they find a selling price in the given market. They are not in the business of holding homes that cost them money. Yes, absolutely. So that's why we're seeing, what I've read to you guys in the article, like those big builders like Lennar, they're spending now over 13% on these incentives, where in the past it's averaged like what, 4 or 5% that they spend on their incentives, like the rate buy downs. Now it's up to 13% because they're desperate to get these homes sold. Um, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. But be careful of that. If you guys didn't see the video I did last week about never buy new construction, I talk about those incentives, the rate buy downs, the credit towards closing costs. Read the fine print. So go back and watch the video, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Hello, Ray Zimmerman. A dollar starting bid, basically an auction. A dollar will not appear in listings under floor price buyers are looking for. Yes. Yep. You are right. See, I'm Lennar cutting costs. Yeah, no, they're not cutting costs. They're spending more on these incentives, and for them to admit that, to say that it's costing them more now to try and get a house sold, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So look, guys, hopefully, as I say every week, this is a sign of things to come. We're getting into that. We're starting to head over to a buyer's market. Some pockets we're still seeing sellers markets. Some we're making that shift. So, all right, let's talk about the poll. All right, time to read the poll. So we have 266 votes. Thank you so much for weighing in. Where do you think home prices are headed in the next 6 months? 20% of you think prices will go up. 39% say prices will go down. 27% prices will stay flat, and 14% say too unpredictable to say. Let's hope that 39% of you is right, and we see the prices continue to go down. Cackleberry Cottage. I just saw your question. Let me get to your question really quick. How are you? Wanting to move to Prescott, Arizona, and talk to a realtor there who said if we see a house we like, we should contact the owner and see if they want to sell. Does this ever work? Sometimes it does. Because if the market there is really tight, just tight inventory, it might work. You just never know. If you offer the right price, they may be willing to sell it to you. It's worth a shot. You can try it. And good luck. Get back to me. I want to know if that works. This is a good one. Bucky Barnes, I'm in the Cleveland suburbs and want to sell my house by owner. It's worth over $500,000. Do you think FSBO is a good idea? FSBO, be careful with it. Absolutely, you can do it. If you put a FSBO on Zillow, just be aware. If you price it well and it's going to generate a lot of activity, you're going to have a lot of people traipsing through your house. You're going to have to manage the showings, all of that stuff. But I'm going to put this warning out to you. You're going to get a lot of phone calls from real estate agents if you put it for FSBO. And I'm not telling you this to discourage you. I'm just managing your expectations. Be prepared to get a ton of phone calls from realtors saying, oh, I have a buyer. I want to show the house. Can I come preview it? They're trying to get your listing. Little note there, because I know the tactics. I know what they're doing. So anyway, okay. It was 550. Thank you, Grim BK. Okay. According to New York Post, a house received multiple offers at 550,000. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Ray Zimmerman, just let me get to you guys with the questions. I love it. What is the proper way to approach a current owner to ask if they're willing to sell? Just go up, knock on the door, call them, put a note in the mailbox, say, hey, I love your house. I love this neighborhood. Would you consider selling? That's what I would do. The first house we ever bought back in 1998, this is when the market was really starting to pick up. We got in just before the market started to go up. A year after we were in the house, we would get letters in our mailbox asking if we would sell our house. because it was hot. The market was really hot. I mean, we were only living there a couple of years. I'm like, I'm not selling my house, but you can totally do that. Trucker 93, another question. When beginning the process of qualifying a home loan, are you not able to owe anything or just a percentage? Are you talking about like if you have debt? If you have debt, you can have some debt, a little bit. You got to talk to a lender about that. That's not my wheelhouse, and I don't want to speak on that and give the wrong information. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. What's an average mortgage for a dual income couple? 200 to 400. Dan, again talked to a lender about that. I just sell houses. Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, it was so good to be back to see you guys. I appreciate you all being here tonight and joining in the conversation. Tune in next week. It's going to be very special. We're going to be talking to a representative from Assume List. This is where you can take over. You can buy a house with an assumable mortgage. It's a great service. I'm going to have her on. She's going to explain all about it and hopefully help some people score some good interest rates. So thank you all for being here. It was so good to be back. And yeah, so I will I'll see you next Monday night. I hope you all have a great week. Stay cool. We're getting a heat wave here in Jersey and in other parts of the country. So stay cool, stay hydrated. We'll see you all next Monday. Have a good one.